Hi guys, what's up? Thank you for watching this video, and today we're going to be recapping All American Season 3 Episode 9. Don't forget to like this video, let me know all your thoughts and theories down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and let's get right to it. We're going to start off with Coop because I do have a separate video about Spencer and Olivia. It's down in the description below about yesterday's episode, so if you want to check that out, please do so. So yeah, back to Coop. Coop is on my last nerve and she's annoying, just like that orange beanie on her head. I wanted to reach through the TV and snatch it off. She's still talking about dropping out of school. She even tried to get Grace, Spencer's mom, to talk to her mom about letting her drop out of school. She's basically begging her, like, please talk to my mom. You guys have been friends for a long time. She'll listen to you. She'll take this serious if it comes from you, and she'll let me drop out of school. She sounded like a real idiot. And Grace was like, girl, are you crazy? You're almost out of school. You're a senior. Just finish. And Coop was like, school is getting in the way of me talking to producers. And I'm like, girl, who said your music is going to be popping? Just because you popping in the hood don't mean you're going to be popping out in the world. And so, yeah, Grace is just telling her, yeah, I've known your mom for a long time, and I know that there's no way that she's going to let her daughter walk out into this world with no diploma. And then Coop is just like standing there looking stupid, because she is stupid. Girl, just finish school, you're almost done, right? And so she was like telling Layla later on that, she's going to get her GED in a month. And Layla's like, well, what if you don't pass the GED? And Coop is like, I'm going to pass and I'm going to graduate early. And I'm like, how you going to pass, girl? You don't even go to class. You're never in school, so how are you going to pass the test? And also, Coop is just focusing on just one song. She's trying to get one song perfect. And Layla's like, you're focusing on one song and we have a whole album to worry about. And Coop is like, I just want to get this one song done perfectly so my mom will know that I'm serious about this and that I can drop out of school. And I'm like, what mom is going to say, oh yeah, that song is perfect, go ahead and drop out of school? So let's just move along because that whole thing don't make no sense. So Asher finds out from Jordan that there's a new offensive game plan. He didn't know about this, so now he's shocked. And Jordan's like, I'm sure this was just on accident that it skipped you. Maybe just go talk to coach. So Asher does go and talk to Coach Montez. Basically, she tells him that she switched him to defense and he doesn't like this. He's like, why are you switching me? And then basically she was just like, well, if you don't want to be switched, you have 24 hours to decide. But I think this is good for you because this increases your chances of being recruited. And so that's when we see Asher's dad for the first time in a long time. And I wish that we never had to see him again. But here he is. We see him again. And Asher lets him know everything that Coach Montez told him. And of course, he doesn't like this because he has a problem with everything. And he had the audacity to go to Coach Montez's office and tell her that adults tell kids what to do. Kids don't tell adults what to do. What are you doing? And he was like, I'm gonna go tell. And she was like, this is my football program and my name is on the door. And close it on your way out. Leaving him standing there like the stupid fool that he is. Asher also tells Jordan about this. And Jordan's like, well, I'm hearing what Coach Montez wants you to do. I'm hearing what your dad wants you to do. What do you want to do? And so, yeah, he needs to think about exactly what he wants to do and stop listening to his daddy, mainly because his daddy is not it. And if you know from previous episodes. So now moving on to Layla and Olivia. Olivia tried to apologize to Layla, but Layla was not trying to hear it. She dismissed her real quick. Layla was like, you may want to apologize, but I don't want to hear it. You may need to say it, but I don't want to hear it. So basically, after that, Olivia gave Layla back her Wonder Woman pin, and that was that. Not too long after that conversation is when Layla realized that Olivia ran away and she went missing, and that's when she told Coop, and Coop was like, don't even worry about it. You guys will be cool again. Everything will work out. But she's just trying to tell her that she feels bad because she brushed her off and she didn't notice that she needed help. So I'm hoping that this can bring them back together and that they can be friends again because I don't like them not being friends. And you can tell that this hit Olivia kind of hard because right after that, she was thinking about taking a drink and she had to go call her sponsor. Also, I just want to throw in there that I don't like Olivia always apologizing to people and they always brushing her off because earlier she apologized to Asher about the things that happened at the cabin, and Asher was basically like, I gotta get back to class. He could have easily thrown in that he was sorry too, because he does have some things to be sorry about. So moving on to Jordan and Simone. Jordan wants to tell everybody at dinner that him and Simone are married, and Simone doesn't think this is a good idea, and she's like, my mom will go crazy, she'll kill us. What about your parents? They'll kill us. And I'm like, girl, y'all should have thought about that before y'all got married. Y'all wasn't worried about getting killed then. But it's a good thing that they didn't mention it, because that night was already crazy when Spencer told everybody that Olivia has been drinking since the summer, and they found out that when they had that accident, she was drinking that night. So after Spencer spilled the beans, rightfully so, everybody started paying attention to Olivia now. And they should have been paying attention to her way before, but now their eyes is wide open, supposedly. Spencer telling put a strain on Spencer and Olivia's relationship. This stressed Olivia out. She's worried about being sent back to rehab. Spencer went to go talk to his therapist about everything that happened. Olivia found out that the reason why her sponsor wasn't answering is because she was in jail for robbing her parents and relapsing, but gives her a good pep talk while she's in there and tells her that she needs to listen to her parents and go home. So she takes her advice, but before she goes home, she gets back inside of the car that she stole from Jordan and goes to Spencer's house and asks Spencer to go with her back to her house because she's scared to face her family alone. Spencer's like, you're gonna have to do this one on your own. And she's like, I thought you loved me. And then that's when Spencer was like, where was the love for me when you drove us drunk and asked me to put my life on the line with the cops? That's when she starts crying and she's like, I can't believe I did that to you. You deserve better. And she turns around to leave, and Spencer's like, are you gonna be okay? And she's like, I have people at home waiting for me to come home, and it's my fault that you're not one of them. It was very dramatic, and I don't appreciate the writers doing that to us, because Spencer and Olivia need to hurry up and be together. They're just trying to trick us into thinking that it won't happen, but it will eventually. Also, Billy stay making me mad at the way he be yelling at Spencer when Spencer didn't even know Olivia was drinking or anything like that. He went crazy on him, and I don't appreciate that. He's always quick to yell, but not quick to pay attention to his kids. That's probably another reason why Olivia came home, because Billy ran into his high school friend Denise at the cafe when Billy was over there trying to look for Olivia, and Denise gave him some advice on, call her and leave a nice voicemail and let her know that she's welcome home. Don't run them away by going crazy. And that's what he did, and Olivia heard the message, and that's when she started crying. So maybe that with the whole sponsor thing, convinced her to go home. Also, Denise's daughter, Nani, is the possible new kicker on the team to help the team start winning more. Olivia is prepared to go back to rehab that night, but her family tells her that instead of that, she's going to be going to outpatient programs and AA meetings and addiction counseling, and that they're going to go to meetings as a family, which is great news, because I would have been so mad if they would have sent that girl back to rehab, because she doesn't need rehab. She needs some kind of counseling or therapy or something. The whole family does, actually. If you guys want to see a more in-depth review on Spencer and Olivia about episode 9, it'll be down in the description, and I'll also put it at the end of this video if you want to check that out. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video about Spencer and Olivia on episode 9, I'll put it down in the description for you, and I'll also have it at the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.